Sir, I am Charian P. Mara, J2B. Rule number 23. Power-driven vessels underway. A power-driven vessel's underway shall exhibit a masthead light forward, a second masthead, light above of and higher than the forward one, except that a vessel of less than 50 meters in length shall not be obligated to exhibit such light, but may do so side lights, a stern light. An air cushion vessels when operating in the non-displacement mode shall, in addition to the light prescribed in paragraph of this rule, exhibit an all-around flashing yellow lights. A wingcraft only when taking off, landing, and in a flight near of the surface shall, in additional to the lights prescribed in paragraph of this rule, exhibit a high-intensity all-round flashing red lights. A power-driven vessels of less than 12 meters in length may be lewd of the light prescribed in rule, exhibit of all-around white lights and side lights. A power-driven vessels of less than 7 meters of length whose maximum speed does not exceed 7 knots may, in lewd of the lights prescribed in paragraph of this rule, exhibit an all-around white light, and shall, if the practicable, also exhibit side lights, the masthead light, or the all-around light. On power-driven vessels of less than 12 meters in length may be displaced from fore and aft center line of the vessels if center line fitted in not practicable, provided that the side lights are combined in one lantern, which shall be carried on the fore and aft center line of the vessels, or located as nearly practicable in same fore aft line of the masthead lights of all-around white light. Rule number 24. Towing and pushing. A power-driven vessels when towing shall exhibit, instead of light prescribed in Rule 23, masthead light in a vertical line when the length of the tow measuring from the stern of the towing vessels of the after and the tow exceed 200 meters. 3 such light in vertical line, side lights, stern light or towing lights in the vertical line above the stern line when the length of the tow exceeds 200 meters, a diamond shape where it can best seen. When pushing vessels and vessels being pushed ahead are regardedly connected in composite unit, they shall be regarded as a power-driven vessels and exhibit the lights prescribed in Rule 23. A power-driven vessels when pushing ahead of towing alongside, except in that case, composite unit shall exhibit, instead of light prescribed in Rule 23, 2 masthead lights in the vertical line, side lights, a stern light. A power-driven vessels to which paragraph this rule applies shall also comply with Rule 23. A vessels or object being towed other than those mentioned in paragraph of this rule shall exhibit side lights, stern lights, when the length of the tow exceed 200 meters, a diamond shape where it can best be seen, provided that any number of vessels being towed alongside or pushed in a group shall be lighted as one vessel. A vessel being pushed ahead, not being part of a composite unit, shall exhibit at the forward and side lights. A vessels being towed alongside shall exhibit a stern light and the forward end side lights. An inconspicuous, partly submerged vessels or subject, or the combination of such vessels or subject being towed shall exhibit, if it is less than 20 meters in breadth, one all-round white light at the near forward and one of the near after, except the dracones need to exhibit a lights or the near forward end in the 25 meters or more breadth, 2 additional all-around white lights of the near extremities its breadth. If it exceed 100 meters in length, additional all-around white lights between the lights prescribed in sub-paragraph, and so that the distance between the lights shall not exceed 100 meters. A diamond shape of the near foremost extremity of the last vessels or object being towed, and if length of the tow exceed 200 meters, an additional diamond shape where it can best be seen and located as fast forward as the practicable where from any sufficient cause, and impracticable for the vessels or object being towed to exhibit the lights or shape prescribed in paragraph or this rule. All possible measures shall be taken to light the vessel or subject towed of the last indicate the presence of such vessels or object, where from any sufficient cost it can impracticable for the vessels not formally engaged in towing operation to display light and prescribed in paragraph of this rule. Such vessels shall not be required to exhibit those lights when engaged in towing another vessels in distress or otherwise in need of assistance. All possible measures shall be taken to indicate the nature of the relationship between the towing vessels and the vessels being towed of authorized by Rule 36, in particular by illuminating the town line. Rule number 25. Sealing vessels. Underway and vessels under porch, a sealing vessels underway shall exhibit side lights. A stern light and a sealing vessel of less than 20 meters in length, the lights prescribed in paragraph of this rule may be combined in one lantern carried of the near the top of the mast where it can best be seen. A sealing vessels underway may in addition to the lights prescribed in a paragraph of this rule exhibit at the near the top of the mast where they can best be seen two all-round lights in a vertical line, the upper being red and the lower green, but these lights shall not be exhibit in conjunction with combined lantern permitted by paragraph of this rule. A sealing vessels of less than 7 meters in length shall, if practicable, exhibit the lights prescribed in paragraph or of this rule, but if she does not, she shall have already at hand an electric torch of lighted lantern showing a white light which shall be exhibited in sufficient time to prevent collision. A vessels under porch may be exhibit the length of prescribed this rule for sealing vessels, but if she does not, she shall have ready and hand electric torch of lighted lantern showing in the white line which shall be exhibited in sufficient time to prevent collision. A vessels proceeding under sail when also being propelled by machinery shall exhibit forward where it can best be seen a conical shape apex downward. Rule number 26. Fishing vessels. A vessels engaged in fishing whether underway or an anchor shall exhibit only the lights and shapes prescribed with this rule. A vessels when the engaged of towing, by which meant they drag through the water of the drag net other apparatus used as a fishing appliances, shall exhibit two all-round lights and a vertical line, the upper being green and the lower white, or a shape consisting of two cones with their apex together in vertical line and one above the other. A masthead light above of the higher than the all-round green lights. A vessels of less than 50 meters in length shall not be obliged the exhibit of light made so. When making a way through the waters, in addition of the lights prescribed in this paragraph, side lights and stern lights, a vessels engaged in fishing other than trawling shall exhibit two all-round lights in vertical line, the upper being red and the lower white, or a shape consisting of two cones when apex together in a vertical line and above the other. When there is outlying gear extending more 150 meters horizontally from the vessels in all-round white lights on a cone apex upward in the direction of the gear when making way through the waters in additional to lights prescribed in this paragraph. Side lights and enter lights. The additional signal prescribed in Annex 2 is this regulation applies the vessels engaged in fishing in close proximity to other vessels engaged in fishing. A vessels when not engaged in fishing shall not exhibit the lights or shapes prescribed in this rule, but only those prescribed for vessels of her length. Rule number 27. Vessels not under command or restricted in their ability to maneuver. A vessels not under command shall exhibit two all-round red lights in a vertical line where they can best be seen, two balls or similar shape in a vertical line when they can best be seen. When making the through may the water in the addition of the lights prescribed in this paragraph, side lights and the stern light, a vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver except a vessel engaged in mine clearance operation shall exhibit 3 all-round lights in a vertical line where they can best be seen. The highest and the lowest of this light shall be red and the middle light shall be white. 3 shape of the vertical line will be best be seen. The highest and the lowest of this shape shall be balls of the middle one a diamond. When making way through the water, a masthead light or the lights, side lights, and the stern light in addition to light prescribed in subparagraph. When an anchor in additional to lights or shapes prescribed in subparagraph, and the lights or shape prescribed in Rule 30, a power-driven vessels engaged in towing operations such as severely restrict and towing vessels and her tow in their ability to deviate from their course shall, in addition to lights or shape prescribed in Rule 24, exhibit the lights or shape prescribed in subparagraph end of this rule. The vessels engaged in dredging or underwater operation when restricted in her ability to maneuver shall exhibit the lights and the shape prescribed in subparagraph. This rule and shall in addition, when an obstruction exists, exhibit 2 all-ground red lights or 2 balls in a vertical line indicate the side which is the obstruction exists, 2 all-ground green lights of 2 diamond in the vertical line to indicate the side on the which another vessels may pass. When an anchor, the lights or shapes prescribed in this paragraph instead of the lights or shape prescribed in Rule 30. Whenever the size of the vessels engaged in dividing operation makes an impracticable and exhibit all lights and shape prescribed in paragraph of this rule and following shall be exhibit 3 all-round lights in vertical line where they can best be seen. The higher of the lowest 3 lights shall be red and the middle light shall be white. And rigid replica of the International Code flag, a no less than a 1 meter is height measure shall be taken to ensure to its all-round visibility. A vessels engaged in mine clearance operation shall, in addition to the lights prescribed for a power-driven vessels in Rule 23, or to light or the shape prescribed for a vessels at anchor in Rule 30, as appropriate, exhibit 3 all-around green lights of the 3 balls. One of these lights or shapes shall be exhibited near the masthead of 1 to each of the foreyard. This lights or shape indicates that this is dangerous for another vessels to approach within 1,000 meters of the mine clearance vessels. Vessels of less than 12 meters length, except those engaged in dividing operation, shall not be required to exhibit the lights and the shape prescribed in this rule. The signal prescribed in rule are not signals, and the vessels in distress are requiring assistance. Such signals are contained in Annex 5 to this regulation. Thank you for watching, sir.